This is Luangwa district. One of the 6 districts in Lusaka province, it is situated approximately 325 kilometers from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, and covers an area of 3,886 kilometers squared. The district is bordered by the Luangwa River to the east and the Zambezi River to the south. The Luangwa River separates it from Mozambique, while the Zambezi River separates it from Zimbabwe. The two rivers have a confluence adjacent to Luangwa district. The region, which is generally forested and surrounded by many hills, is home to the Zambezi Escarpment, which stretches through the Lower Zambezi National Park. Luangwa district is believed to have been the earliest settlement of Europeans in the country, known as Fera, before 1964. It has rich history and is home to 2 liberation sites in Kavalamanja and Kakaro villages. Besides that, the crossing of the Ngoni people fleeing from Shaka of the Zulu was done at a confluence in the district. As a border town, Luangwa district is strategically located for highly developed trade and commercial routes to various parts of Zambia and other neighboring countries. The district, which was originally established as a trade post called Feira, alongside Zombo district in Mozambique, by a group of Portuguese colonists from Gao, flourished into settlements and eventually towns. The district has potential to develop into an economic base which can stimulate growth of sectors such as trade and commerce, hospitality, housing, and manufacturing.
As government, we thought it was prudent that we look into the issue of putting up a bridge, 2 bridges, one going into Zimbabwe and another going into Mozambique. So as we speak, the RDA is in the process. They've already floated the tender to solicit for architects to come in and submit their drawings of the bridge. Of course, this is in the bid to ensure that there is trade among the 3 countries, that is Mozambique, Zambia and Zimbabwe. What this will do in terms of trade for us is enormous because Luangwa district does not particularly have an industry. So if we open up and we have a bridge coming into Luangwa, then we shall see a lot of businessmen channeling their importation through Luangwa, because the distance between Tete province, which is on the Mozambican side of the border to Zambia, is only about 1,000 kilometers. And compare that to the other existing border, for instance, Dar es Salaam to Nakonde is about 1,000 plus kilometers, and then from Nakonde to Lusaka is another 900 or 1,000 kilometers.
With a population of over 35,000 people in the area, mostly engaged in fish trading and fishing activities for survival. This is due to the area being a game management and the hot weather conditions which make the agriculture difficult, hence only being done in some selected areas at a small scale. However, the district's strategic location and the numerous tourism attraction sites such as the Lower Zambezi National Park, the Kakaro Kavalamanja Memorial Sites, and other tourism attractions, the district has great tourism potential which can contribute to the growth of the country's gross domestic products.
This is an annual event that brings in a lot of tourists, and we need to publicize it. The heritage sites here in Luangwa, which must be first and foremost revamped, worked on, so that even the local tourists can be able to appreciate the heritage sites that we have here. Here I'm talking about where David Livingstone crossed the river Zambezi. It's right here in Luangwa district. The 1978 war, when our brothers were fighting for their independence in Zimbabwe, you had that war there, and a lot of people died during that time, and their graves are all in Kavalamanja. We only visit it and commemorate the memorial once in a year. So that can be opened up so that we also can maximize local tourism and even people that are coming from outside the country.
One of the tourist attractions is that, we talk about the Kalene Hills where the Zambezi River starts, but we do not talk about Fera where the Zambezi River comes to an end. And more so, you see, this is where the Ngoni people of Eastern Province actually crossed into Zambia as they came from South Africa. And also, World War II, also, there are some troops who laid their arms here in Luangwa district. That is in addition to the wealth, animals, and wildlife, which, you can see there, elephants, there are all these things that you can see. But the landscape is equally very beautiful in that, it's a mountainous, hilly place. Then we have two water bodies, that's Zambezi itself, as well as the Luangwa River. But more so at the confluence of Zambezi and Luangwa River. That is very, very interesting. It is important that investors and tourists alike, they need to look at Luangwa as a potential tourist destination. People can invest and make a lot of money. And also, we call upon possible tourists who can come and sightsee. We are only 200 plus kilometers from Lusaka, so a lot of Zambians can come and relax in the district.
For the region to benefit from the numerous tourism sites, it is important to have proper infrastructure in place, such as good road network and an airport, to make the area more accessible to local and foreign tourists. Currently, Luangwa district has one airstrip that runs through flood-prone areas and animal corridors, thereby creating a possibility for human-animal conflicts, which makes the tourist sites difficult to reach.
You first had to look at the road network. There's need for the district to clear the roads that from D145, that is our main road from the Great Wrist Road to the Boma here, off the road to Chavlula, where you have the boom gate, where the tourists enter the national park, the Lower Zambezi National Park. That road has to be revamped and maybe even up to bituminous level. And the other thing that we have to do as a district is to look at our airstrip. The airstrip at Mandombe must be refurbished, and probably we have a tarmac so that all the tourists that are coming to the Lower Zambezi for sightseeing of animals should be able to use that road.
Despite the district having a lot of potential to contribute to the country's development through revenue from the tour operators, the case is different.
Most of the lodges that are in the Lower Zambezi in Fera and Luangwa district do not actually have bank accounts with any Zambian banks. They maintain a small account with the local bank just for the purposes of paying, salaries to the workers, but their earnings, you find that they externalize this money. They've got HSBC accounts and other accounts outside the country. So holiday makers book their accounts. They book their holidays online and pay there. And then these holiday makers just fly into Zambia and enjoy the holidays here, and then they go back. So what that means, that is capital flight. We are, as Zambia, we are not enjoying any taxes from there.
The importance of tourism contributing to the development of the country cannot be overemphasized, hence government putting in place measures to rehabilitate and construct infrastructure using the Constituency Development Fund, CDF.
Our local airstrip here, which is within Soweto area, and also Jeki airstrip, which is in the Lower Zambezi. So we're looking at promoting the value chain, which is a transport network, in order to enhance tourism in the district. One of the plans that are in our IDP, our integrated development plan, is to ensure that all these infrastructures or all these sites are actually rehabilitated and brought to a standard where we would have travelers or maybe tourists.
The Lower Zambezi National Park is one of the main tourism attraction sites in the district, and tourists access the national park through the main gate, commonly known as Chavulula.
We have some wildlife animal species like elephants, lions, leopards, bushbucks, kudus, baboons, plenty of them. Per month, it depends on the seasons. Like late rain season, we make like 3,000 per month. But if it's rains, hot season, we go up to 10,000. We have 4 categories in payments. We have citizens, they pay 41 kwacha 70 per day. And a day starts at 8 hours and we close around 18 hours. For third residents, they pay $20 per day.
And Luangwa district is, I think, a very interesting touristic destination. I have just visited the Lower Zambezi National Park and it was great, really impressive. I have been with my friends. We saw so many interesting animals.
We need to have more, lodges, decent lodges, for people that are coming here to see, the river sides, and also the Lower Zambezi park. We've got animals, which will actually attract a lot of people. So also infrastructure in terms of road development is also actually required here. We've seen a lot of issues.
Luangwa is just an amazing part. If you're going to look at it from a faith-based point of view, this is the entry point of Christianity, particularly in terms of Catholicism. Firstly, you're talking about the Jesuits from Poland who moved all the way from the present-day Mozambique, came to settle down because they had to be moved out from that particular country. And their first settlement here is Kapoche. Go to Kapoche today, go behind there, you're going to see amazing ruins. Okay? From there, then you actually see in terms of where they've actually now gone to settle, which is Katondo mission itself. What kind of developments have arisen at Katondo? It's a unique place to visit, spiritually, but also from a historical point of view. You've got graveyards there of a lot of the initial parts of the Polish priests who came that side and they are resting that side, but they're still connected to Poland. That is part and parcel of what is going on there. Can I tell you something?
Yes.
When you look at Katondo Mission, get into the church, okay? You're going to see that the floor itself is laid by metal. The history of that is that those are the pieces of the ship which they used when they were coming here.
By virtue of Luangwa District's abundant natural resources base and strategic location, the area has potential to grow its economy through tourism attraction sites and develop into an economic base to stimulate the growth of other sectors in the economy of the district and the country at large. Using local resources such as conservation and protected areas, local forests, cultural sites, and national parks, Luangwa District can become trade, transit, and tourism destination that will make the district a hub of economic activities.